this video today, we're going to be studying something called the slope of a line. Got it? The slope of a line. Your heading for today is, please copy this in your notes, slope of a line, lesson 4.4, part 1. Be sure and include today's date. Now, obviously, as you can tell by your heading, we're going to divide lesson 4.4 up into more than one part. So in fact, we're going to divide it up into two parts, okay? So today's part 1, and the next video will be part 2, okay? Slope of a line, lesson 4.4, part 1, and be sure and write down today's date. Now, today, we will be looking at how steep or non-steep a line is, which is the same thing as a slope, okay? Along with this study of steepness, we will also be looking at the direction the line is going. Understand that, guys, because sometimes the direction of a line going this way or going this way can be a negative slope or it can have a positive slope, okay? So what we're going to look at today is the slope of a line, which is basically the steepness of a line, how steep it is, and we're also going to be looking at the direction the line is going. Now first, I want to give you a formal definition for slope. Even though you will not be responsible for this definition, I still want you to write it down, okay? So please copy this in your notes. If I go too fast, pause the video. What is slope, students? It is the ratio, that means you have a fraction bar, of the change in height to the change in the length of the line, okay? It's the ratio of the change in height to the change in length of the line, okay? So there's the definition. Please copy that in your notes. You don't have to know it, but that's a formal definition of what slope is. Now, here's basically what that definition means. I want you to write this in your notes also, please. Again, if I go too fast, just pause the video. Slope is the measurement of how steep a line is. For example, if you're going down a hill like this on your bike, that's a pretty fun hill. That's a pretty steep hill. If you're sled riding or riding a bike, that's a pretty steep slope. This slope, not so much. So we're going to be studying today a way to measure the steepness of a line, and we call that slope. Okay? Alright, moving on. I want to start off by giving you 4 scenarios that you need to understand, and you need to memorize. Okay? Here they are. Please write these down. Are you ready? Write these down. I want you to draw, well, I'm not going to worry about drawing a coordinate plane. Let's just do this. I want you to draw a line like this. Just draw a line like this, okay? Now, I don't think anybody would argue with me that this is the left side of the line over here, the left, and this is the right side over here. Left, of course, is that direction. Right is that direction, okay? When you look at a line going from left to right, and it's going downward, the slope will always be negative. Would you please write that in your notes? Don't ever forget that. If a line going from left to right is going down, the slope is negative. Write that down. That's the first scenario I want you to know. Okay? And Mr. Earhart, why do you say left to right? Because, guys, if I looked at it from right to left, if I started here, the line's going up, not down. Look at it. If I started here and went this direction, the line's going up. So that's why I said from left to right. If the line is going down, the slope will be negative. Please copy that in your notes. Moving on. If the line is going upward from left to right, so draw this line in your notes. This is the left side over here, obviously. This is the right side over here. If the line is going upward from left to right, the slope will be positive. You have to know that, students, okay? You have to memorize this. It's important that you know this. Okay? So if the slope from left to right is going up, the slope is positive. If the line, no, I can look at it from right to left. If I started here, it's going down. And that's why it's so important you understand going next scenario number 3. Are you ready? I can do a better job than that. If you have a horizontal line like this, are you ready? The slope is always 0. Always. Would you please write that in your notes? Draw a horizontal line and put slope as 0. Doesn't that make sense, guys? I mean, if there's no slope, then, if the line's totally flat, there's no slope, it's going to be 0. So the slope of a horizontal line is 0. Please copy that in your notes. That's scenario number 3. And the last scenario you need to know is scenario number 4. And that's when you have a vertical line, okay? Vertical lines have, are you ready? No slope at all. Or some people say the slope is undefined. Either way is fine. But there is no slope. And guys, that makes sense to me. Think about it. If a line's truly going straight up and down, how do you measure that? It's straight up and down, it's vertical, okay? So if a line is horizontal, the slope does exist. It is the number 0. If a line is vertical, there is no slope. We say it's undefined. And then, of course, going down from left to right, that's a negative slope. Going up from left to right is a positive slope. Those are 4 scenarios you must know, and you must memorize those, okay? Alright, moving on. We'll be learning how many different ways to find the slope of a line. 2 different ways. Are you listening? In this video, part 1 of lesson 4.4, we're going to learn one way. In the next video, part 2, we will learn the other way. So in this video today, we're learning one way to find the slope of a line. Here is the formula that we'll be using today. Please write this down. Rise over run. Rise over run. Please copy that in your notes. And by the way, I didn't do a good job. Please copy this in your notes also. I want you to put M equals. Now I know you're thinking, Mr. Earhart, it should be S equals for slope. No, in mathematics, M is the letter chosen to represent slope. And by the way, I have never studied why that is. I probably should. But M is always used in algebra and mathematics in general to represent slope. So in your notes, please copy this entire formula down. Get used to the letter M, please. That is very, very normal and common. M equals rise over run. Okay? That's your formula you're going to use today. The best way to understand how a formula works is to use it, correct? So let's see if we can do that. Please write down this problem. Here it is. Please copy this problem down in your notes if you would, please. In your notes, I want you to draw a y-axis and an x-axis. Let's put some tick marks on it real quick. Don't try to get fancy. Don't waste a lot of time on this, okay? Just draw a quick coordinate plane. Be sure and label your y here and your x here. And let's go ahead and get started with this problem. Okay, students, here we go. Now, draw your coordinate plane. Now, let's put a point right here, if you would, please, over 4 and up 3. And let's put a point right here, over 3 and down 1. Okay, please do that. And then please draw your line. Alright? And let's see if we can't move this a little bit. There we go. And there we go. Now, here's how we find the slope of this line. I hope everyone is listening. Go ahead and put M and go ahead and put equals. Okay? Now, first of all, we have to find the rise of the line. In other words, how much has it risen? How do you do that? Well, what you do is you compare 2 points that are on the graph, okay? There's one and there's one. And by the way, Mr. Earhart, can it be any 2 points on the line? Yes, it can. Any 2 points will work, okay? You pick any 2 change colors here. Now watch this carefully. From this point here to this point here, how high has it risen? Well, let's see. We started this point right here is where on the x. This point here is where on the y-axis. Right here, -1, right? And this point here is where on the y-axis? 3. Do you see that or not? Come on, look guys. See this point here? This point is called -3, -1, right? This point here is called 4, 3. Everybody see that? So when I go to find the rise of this line, in other words, how high has it risen? I look right here at this point, and where is it on the y-axis? -1. If I drew a dotted line over, I would hit what number? -1. If I drew a dotted line over, I would hit what number? 3. So how far up is the line? 4. Think about it. Start here and count up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Another way to look at it is like this. A lot of students like to draw a triangle like this. Just take notes and watch, please. Listen carefully. They like to draw a right triangle going over and then going up like this. And then they count how high this line is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units. And that's fine. For me, I just like to do this. I simply say, this point is right here at this line. This point is right here at this line. What's the rise? 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count every tick mark. So your rise number is 4. Now let's find your run number. Now run means the length. How much is the length changed? In other words, it started here and it ended here. Do you see that? Here's this point starting here. Here's this point ending here. What's the run? Let's see, start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there we go. Now, is your slope going to be a positive 4/7 or a negative 4/7? Well, let's see. Here's the left side. Here's the right side. Going from left to right, is it going upward or downward? It's going upward. Upward. Okay, upward. So it's a positive slope. So there's your slope. Okay, let's try another one. You can draw another coordinate plane if you want very quickly. Let's make it a real, not sloppy, just a real quick coordinate plane. Doesn't have to be fancy. I'll put my tick marks on here real quick. And there we go. Now, let's draw a line that looks like this. We'll do a steep one like this. There we go. Alright. So there's my line. Let's get some ordered pairs on here real quick. We'll put one here. And looks like we have another one about right. That's hard to find. Let's put one right. Sorry, students. We'll kind of fudge it. We'll say it's right there. Alright, there we go. So, this order pair here is over 1, 2, 3, 4. And down 1, 2, 3, 4. So over 4, down 4. Got it? So 4, comma, -4. And this order pair is over 1 and up 3. So -1, 3, -1, 3. Okay? So there's your ordered pairs. Got it? Now you don't have to write those down. I'm just showing you where your 2 points should be. Got it? So if I asked you to find the slope of that line, you would use your formula. M equals rise over run. Rise over run. Got it? So here we go. First of all, let's check out your rise number. Now rise means the distance it's gone up or down, okay? So let's see this. Let's check this out. See this ordered pair right here? It's even with this tick mark right here. And this ordered pair is even with this tick mark right here. So let's find the rise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's count down, make sure we got it right. Never count where you put your pen. Put your pen here, don't count until you move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's my rise, 7. Got it? Now let's find my run. Now run, of course, is the distance the line has moved left to right. So the point was here, which is right here. And this point is right here. So what's the distance it's changed in the length? Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Now I have a question for you. Don't ever forget to check the sign. Going from left to right, the line is sloping downward. Okay? Going from left to right, it's sloping downward, so your slope is negative. Okay? So there's your answer. By the way, 2 quick comments. Never write your slope as a mixed number. Okay? Never write it like this. Leave it improper. And number 2, pretend for a second that this bottom number was a 14 right here. Always reduce your slope. So your answer would be negative 1/2. Okay? Negative 1/2. So your answer is negative 7/5. That's rise over run. Okay? Negative 7/5. The main thing students forget to do is they forget to check to see if the line is sloping downward or upward. Okay? Don't forget to do that. Always check to see if your slope is negative or positive. Now, I understand this video has been short and the material has been pretty easy to understand. I probably could have covered both methods for finding slope in just one video. But let me explain why I did not do that. I did not do that. Well, one reason is not because I'm trying to make it easy for you or be nice, although there's nothing wrong with that, but it's because I'm telling you right now, and some of you students will listen to me and some of you won't, and that's up to you. I can't make you listen to me. Slope is extremely important in algebra and pre-cal and calculus for that matter. Slope is extremely important. So it's a topic that I want to go very slowly through. Okay? To make sure that you understand this. I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time and go slow. You need to understand what slope is and how to find it. Now tomorrow's formula, and you do not need to write this down or not. The next day we have a video. The formula is going to look like this. Y minus y over x minus x. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, okay? That'll be the other way to find the slope of a line. I hope this video has been a help to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or email.